Hello and welcome to episode number 248 of the Launch Lounge podcast. In today's episode, you'll discover how to transform your basic sales funnel into a sophisticated revenue machine that actually works. So you can spend more time cooking your favorite meals and less time checking Stripe and pulling your hair out. You'll learn some advanced funnel strategies in today's episode that work even when socials disappear, governments change, algorithms change, or Mark Zuckerberg changes his mind. So stay tuned. Do you know what one of my favorite things about being me is? Sounds funny when I say it like that. One of my favorite things about being me is that I have been so lucky to have a backseat in so many other people's businesses. You know, having been an ads manager and then an agency owner, I've had the privilege of sitting in the back. And by back, I mean having access to the back ends of some major businesses. And I'm not just talking about quality of business. I'm not just talking about, businesses that turn over multiple $1 million a year and that's incredibly profitable. I'm also talking about volume of businesses, numbers of businesses. Like I have seen it all, right? And I have seen how it can work and how it can't work. And I've seen situations where I thought, oh, it can't work like that. And then it does, right? And I have been so incredibly lucky to have this window into 1,000 different businesses, because who has that, right? Who has that? So I consider myself very lucky. And I was looking at one of our clients' funnels the other day, and she's absolutely brilliant at what she does, like multi-six-figure course creator with amazing testimonials. But her funnel, oh my goodness, it gave me anxiety. It was like one of those crazy mousetrap games that my kids play. It's just like the ball just runs from here to there, to there, to there, to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, the next thing, and the next thing. And oh my goodness, if one little piece falls over, the ball falls off and the funnel goes to pieces, right? So most of the pieces weren't doing many useful things. They were just kind of in there because it's some tactic that she'd heard somebody try and decided to add it to. Let me try to paint this picture for you without giving away too much and giving away the client's privacy. The funnel starts with a quiz as a lead magnet, and then they get invited to join a 5-day challenge. They have to join a Facebook group to be able to participate in the challenge. And this was one of the major flaws of the funnel, because this is where she loses a lot of her traffic. But once the challenge starts, the only way they can get the replay content of this challenge is if they're in the group. Again, another mistake, because they're missing out on everything that could be in emails, right? After the 5-day challenge, the cart opens and it's open for another 5 days. But during this 5 days of cart open, there are new bonuses every single day that wasn't available yesterday or won't be available the next day. And so in trying to create that urgency for people to buy today, what they're actually just doing is paralyzing people because they don't know what's coming tomorrow. They are still regretting that they missed out on yesterday's, but they don't want to buy today because maybe tomorrow's is going to be better. And instead, they should just stack the bonuses. Like, the sooner you buy, the more bonuses you get. And then every day, they might add something to it, or every day they might take something away. I recommend adding instead of taking away. But everybody gets the same bonuses at the end, except the sooner you buy, the more incentivized you are. All right? So like I said, a little bit messy. And it reminded me of when I first started building funnels. I thought more meant better, especially when I started figuring a few things out. And I remember this being back in the day of fancy retargeting. Like I could not wait to retarget everything, right? I was like a retargeting ninja. Like every step of every funnel, we retarget. We send more emails, more upsells, more downsells, more complexity, right? But here's the thing that I've learned after working with hundreds of course creators and coaches and having this, back seat or front seat, window seat. What kind of seat did I have? I don't know. The seat that I had that gave me a window into all of these businesses is that the most profitable funnels are often not the most complicated ones. They're the ones that were designed with strategy in mind. They're the ones that were strategically simple. So let's talk about what goes into building a strategically simple funnel, right? The first thing that goes into building a strategically simple funnel is the framework of the funnel. And here's where most people get this wrong. They try to build a funnel that does every single thing for every single person. What you actually need is a funnel that does the right thing in the right order based on the right pain points and the right desired outcome that your right ideal customer has at each point in that journey. If you need to go back and listen to that again, you do that. Think about it like this. When you're at a dinner party, you don't start by asking someone to marry you, right? There's a natural progression of a relationship building, and your funnel works the same way. And the key components, there are three key components or three key phases that I want you to think of in terms of your funnel. And some would call this top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. And I am just going to talk about the three different phases, right? The three components. So number one is a crystal clear entry point that speaks to one specific pain point. It has to be specific, and it has to be a pain point that they have, not a pain point you want to solve. There's a difference. The second phase is a value building middle that demonstrates your expertise and shows that you have a clear solution for their problem. It's usually your webinar, your video series, some kind of a content piece that meets them where they're at and matches their need to your solution. And then finally, a conversion mechanism. This could be some kind of way to make a sale, right? That matches their pain with the solution that you presented in your offer. So let me show you how this works across three different types of funnel, because I know you're probably running one of these three right now. First, let's start with my favorite webinar funnel, right? I love webinar funnels. The biggest thing to watch out for is trying to teach everything you know into 60 minutes. As a matter of fact, you got to teach very little. Teach some things, but you've got to teach them in a way that it matches a pain point people have and demonstrates how you have a solution for that pain point. And you have to be able to pull that golden thread all the way through to your course when you pitch it, right? Here's how strategic simplicity works instead. Your entry point is super specific promise tied to your webinar topic, right? This is where you're going to run ads to fill your webinar. It's the entry point of your funnel. You have a specific webinar topic that promises an outcome which is related to a pain point your ideal customer has, and it promises a result that they want. This is not simply what you want to teach, okay? The middle part of this is your value building middle. It's the actual webinar training. It's the content that gives them one complete win. And this is usually 3 to 5 step roadmap that addresses their 3 to 5 main objections or main pain points as it relates to the one problem that you're solving. It mentions their deepest desire and shows them how you have a roadmap to give them to address pain point number 1 and give them desire number 1, pain point number 2, desire number 2, pain point number 3, desire number 3, and so on and so forth. And then finally, your pitch, your conversion mechanism is that sales pitch that shows them how your course completes that journey for them, right? It's where they see their problems and your solutions fit like a glove. If you're a successful course creator, coach, or online expert who's ready to stop being the bottleneck in your own growth, listen up. We're currently accepting applications for 2 spots in our Meta Ads agency. What makes us different? We're not just your ads team. We're your growth partners who help you navigate the whole picture: your funnel strategy, your customer journey, and your scaling roadmap. We dive deep into your data to make sure every marketing dollar works harder for you. If you're doing at least 10K per month in revenue, have a proven offer that converts, and you're ready to invest at least 3K a month in ads to scale strategically, we'd love to talk. We only have 2 spots available, and they will go fast. This is for you if you want expert guidance and proven strategies that deliver predictable results. Go to thelaunchlounge.com/agency to apply now. So those things have to match. I feel like that is such a core element that is missing in so much webinar training. And I sometimes wonder if it is because, when we're so new to marketing, we need step by step. And so people teach step by step. But this is such an abstract concept that it's hard to teach it step by step. You have to understand that you're creating a messaging journey for people, right? It's not just about what you put in. It's not just about dumping a bunch of teaching stuff into your webinar, okay? Now, for those of you who are running high ticket consulting funnels, it looks a little bit different, but the framework is the same. So instead of trying to demonstrate every single thing you can do for your clients, start with an entry point. It might be a high value case study or a white paper or a blog post. Your value building middle is typically a discovery call or a strategy session. And your conversion mechanism could be a personalized proposal, right? Something that you send out that details all the ways in which you can solve their problems and presents them with a place where they can sign the dotted line. If you're running low dollar offers, this is where people often overcomplicate things, trying to make up in volume what they're missing in price, or trying to make up in volume what they're lacking in ability to make desirable offers. Bum, bum, bum. Are you doing this? This is such a normal thing to want to do. I can't sell my course, so I'm just going to create low dollar offers. I hear that all the time. Nope. If you can't make an offer, you can't make an offer. It's not by bringing down the price is not going to teach you how to make an offer. Learn how to make an offer. So the top part of this is making your entry point a quick win that they can achieve in under 30 minutes with a simple lead magnet. Your value building middle shows them how this connects to bigger results that they want in an email sequence or on your thank you page. And your conversion mechanism demonstrates how your low dollar offer is step 1 in their journey that'll get them fast results to where they really want to go. Alrighty? So that is top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel for high ticket. Well, actually, we started with middle ticket webinars, high ticket consulting, and low ticket, those tiny offers that you hear about all the time. So which one are you going to use, or which one are you already using that you need to go and unpack a little bit and ask yourself, do I have my entry point to this funnel? Is it clear, and does it address a very specific pain point? My value building middle, is it connecting the dots between the pain points that they have and the solution that I'm selling? And then the conversion mechanism, does it give them that final demonstration of how my offer is going to give them the desired end result that they want? Okay? So that gives you the strategic simplicity framework. There's 3 points: your entry point, your value building middle, and your conversion mechanism. Top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. The next thing I want you to focus on is your profitable pause points. What does that mean? I want you to understand that profitable pause points are spaces inside your funnel where you got to take a beat, right? A lot of funnels just want to rush straight to the sale. A lot of knowledge entrepreneurs who are frustrated because their funnels aren't converting often forget about these pause points, right? So I'm going to tell you what a pause point is right now. Uh, this week, inside the Launch Lounge membership, somebody grabbed a reel from somebody. I don't know who the person was who was speaking on the reel. Uh, Mostly because she was talking shit. Excuse me if you have kids around, but not the person in the group, the actual reel that was posted. So what this person on the reel said was, never send people to a sales page. Always send them to a checkout page. And then she continues to say how many sales their company, their funnel, whatever, lost when they send people to sales pages, and how much they're making now that they're sending them directly to checkout pages. And she will never send them to sales pages. And she continues to say, we tried short sales pages and long sales pages and blah, blah, blah. And the point that she's making is never send people to sales pages. And like I said, somebody posted this in the group and wanted to create a discussion about this, which is a great discussion to have. I love that. Because we often hear videos like that and we go, what? I've been using a sales funnel and or I've been using a sales page and could this be why my funnel isn't working? But the problem with videos like this is I'm still thinking about like the best metaphor. It's like taking a bite out of an apple and then complaining that it doesn't taste like an orange, right? You cannot make a statement like never send people to a sales page, always send them direct to a checkout page, when a checkout page and a sales page are specific points in a funnel. In other words, they are a specific place you have to get your ideal customer to. Now, sometimes in the journey that we take with our ideal customers, we can move them along in such a way that they can go straight from webinar to checkout page or straight from email to checkout page. I've seen that. Or straight from long form video to checkout page. But if you're sending a complete stranger to a checkout page without giving them a sales page first, you're going to confuse them. You're asking them to marry you before you've asked them to be engaged, right? It depends on the funnel. It depends on what the journey is that precedes the checkout page and what the journey is that comes after, right? So whatever happened before that checkout page, that is what determines whether people should go to the checkout page or not. So the conversation can never be everybody should always go to your checkout page, because it depends totally on what the journey was before that. And if you're sending people from let's say from a webinar to a sales page to a checkout page and it's not converting, the answer is not automatically remove your sales page. The answer is figure out what the problem is. Is the problem that they're not responding to the offer? Or is the problem that they're not actually even clicking to the sales page? Or is the problem that they're clicking to the sales page, but the sales page not converting because it's not doing its job? Or should you test a checkout page, sending them directly to a checkout page? Yes, by all means, test it and see. But there are so many variables that can impact this moment where they land on the checkout page that this saying, send them straight to a checkout page doesn't work, right? I'm really, if you have a better metaphor for me, it's like saying everybody should. I don't know. I'm really trying to come up with it, but it's like taking a bite of an apple and then complaining that it doesn't taste like an orange, like, because you did not consider the environment. The environment was that of oranges. So that is what you got, right? Anyway, okay. So in your expert business, your funnels need to not rush your ideal client through the process. Especially if you're selling high ticket courses or high ticket group coaching or services, you need strategic moments where your potential clients can actually catch their breath and really absorb the value. And these points are where you demonstrate your deep understanding of their challenges, you share case studies that builds belief, and you offer micro wins that create momentum for them. So let's see how these pause points play out in real funnels. In your webinar funnel, your pause points might include some of the following: your pre-webinar engagement emails. I get asked so often, how do I increase the show up rate on my webinars? And my immediate question is, what does your pre-webinar engagement email sequence look like? And almost without fail, the answer is, I don't have one. And that's why people aren't showing up to your webinars, all right? So it could be that pre-webinar engagement email. There's a pause between when they sign up for your webinar and when your webinar happens. What are you doing with that pause? How are you filling that space? How are you building a relationship? How are you adding value? How are you reminding people about the pain points they remembered that they had when they signed up for your webinar? And how are you priming them for the solution that you're going to offer in your webinar, right? That space in there is super important because it is a space and a time where you get to build relationship with them and you get to create anticipation for what's about to come. The next moment in time in a webinar funnel might be interactive moments during the webinar where you pause for reflection, where you ask for engagement. It's the difference between talking at them and talking to them, right? And when you're talking to them and you're asking the right questions and you're asking for them for agreement, like you unpack a pain point and you say to them, how many of you have felt this way? Is this something that you've experienced? Would you like to hear the solution? And your ideal customer is sitting on the webinar, they're going, yes, 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 yes. How much more likely do you think they are to buy when they get to the end of the webinar, right? So that's another pause space that you can use, another profitable pause point. The next one is post-webinar. So they've been to your webinar, but the cart hasn't closed yet. There's this whole space there. There's so much you can do with that space. Overcome their objections, build more belief with testimonials, create urgency and scarcity, connect with them, ask them to tell you what's stopping them, really try to understand what's going on internally that prevents them from taking external action, all right? These profitable pause points for high ticket consulting looks a little bit like this. After they download your case study, send them additional client success stories. Following your discovery call, give them a detailed analysis of their specific personalized situation. Before a final sales call, create a custom video addressing their specific challenges. Send them a video in the lead up to them showing up for your call so that they're already excited. Or, maybe it's an FAQ video. Here are some of the questions that everybody asks. I'm going to create you a video and send this to you before we jump on so that you have more time to use with me when we're on live, right? Does that make sense? And in a low dollar offer, you might have pause points more frequently, right? After they see your offer, show them more social proof from buyers. Once they're considering, demonstrate some more quick wins that others got. And before they decide, show them how others have used this in their everyday life, how this is applied to them in their everyday life. And here are a couple of other things that I want you to consider. Like if you're a pretty savvy email marketer, set up some segmentation in your email marketing so that you can identify behaviors. I'll give you an example. I have an email funnel running right now for people who have been to our agency pages. If you've been to our agency pages and you're on my email list, you've probably seen some ads. You've probably seen some emails about our agency services, right? I do not send this to everyone in my email list because I know that it's not relevant to everyone. But the more personalized I can get with my funnels, the better I'll be able to identify my ideal customer and the right lead for that offer. You can create feedback loops that tell you exactly what's working. Start tracking that data. Build real engagement opportunities into your funnels, right? So for webinars, you might set up engagement tracking that takes notes on which parts of the webinars they watched or didn't watch. You can create follow up sequences based on their specific questions in the chat, or build email paths that adapt based on whether they're new to your topic or whether they're experienced. I'm actually playing with that a little bit. And in our next iteration of the launch lounge, I will have multiple different entry points based on different smaller pain points, where we address a small pain point and then I invite them into the membership. And once they get in there, of course, there's all these other pain points that they can address. But different people have different pain points at different times that the Launch Lounge solves for all of them. Maybe it's marketing, maybe it's ads, maybe it's emails, maybe it's podcasting, maybe it's content creation, different pain points. But if I just use the words marketing, it's too vague, right? You got to be specific. For high ticket funnels, track the case studies that they're most interested in. Make a note of it. Automate follow ups based on what they said their biggest challenge are, or create scheduling reminders that include personalized preparation materials before your call, right? Let me give you one last real life example because I get that this can be a bit abstract. We had a client running a webinar funnel and it was converting at about 2%. It's not the best conversion rate for a webinar, right? We want webinars to convert at least 10%. When we implemented changes, their conversion jumped to 8%. Why? Because people finally had the space to make a decision and had a clearly defined journey that they could go on to get to yes without feeling rushed or confused. We have another client with a high ticket consulting offer who was struggling to get people to show up for these sales calls. We added some strategic pause points, added some engagement points between the application and the call, and suddenly the show up rate went from 50% to 85%. That's a pretty high show up rate for calls. The automation was sending them exactly what they needed to feel prepared and confident about the next step. And this one's my favorite. $27 offer. It was getting sales, but people weren't converting from the $27 offer to the $997 course. And so once we simplified that funnel and added some more strategic pause points, cleaned up the webinar, made sure everybody showed up, made sure everybody clicked to the sales page, used some automations to meet people where they're at, within 2 months, 40% of her low-ticket buyers were moving into her $997 program because they could clearly see the value, right? And that is the power of a really understanding your most profitable customer journey. So here's what I want you to do next. The first thing you're going to do is audit your current funnel. Look for any step that isn't directly contributing or either building trust or driving sales, right? It has to be actively contributing to your conversion rates. If it's not doing one of those two things, it needs to go. Next, identify your 3 key profitable pause points. Those are moments when your ideal customer is typically waiting for the next part of your funnel, where you can create reassurance for them, add value to them, and help them keep moving forward. Stay top of mind. Finally, set up simple data tracking that keeps track of your actual customer behavior, like how many people clicked on a specific link, how many people visited a specific sales page. When you have this data in place, you can make strategic scaling decisions so that you never end up doing spaghetti on the wall marketing. I'm going to brand that term, spaghetti on the wall marketing. And finally, remember, your funnel doesn't have to be complicated or sophisticated. In fact, the most profitable funnels I've seen are often the most elegantly simple ones. They just do the right things at the right time. You've got this. Go and build a funnel that works for you and for your freedom empire. And I'll see you again on Tuesday when we're diving into something super exciting, the psychology behind pricing that actually sells. And it's not what you think. Bye for now. Have a great day. If you want an easy way to build an audience that is ready to buy without wasting money or pulling your hair out trying to work the tech, then get the free 5-day Facebook and Instagram ads training now. In just 5 days, you'll learn how to set up high-converting list-building ads, navigate the ads manager like a pro, and master the exact formula through profitable ad spend. No fluff, no guesswork, just proven strategies that work. The best part? This comprehensive video training is completely free, and you'll get lifetime access to our brand new 2025 edition as soon as it launches. Ready to transform those scary ad campaigns into your most powerful lead generation tool? Head over to thelaunchlounge.com/getmyAdUp or click the link in the show notes. Don't wait, your future customers are scrolling through their news feeds right now.